Okay, for this video we're going to be talking about the Dogman. To start off, let's head to Mexico. To the U.S., we'll go back to the Ohio River near Maysville, Kentucky. There was a teen out there, a group of teens just out having a little fun. They're exploring. They were at an abandoned hospital in the area. They were enjoying the look around this abandoned hospital. Now they had made arrangements that they were going to split up and see if they could find something really cool. Then they'd meet and report back and then go see the best of the things that they'd all found. They were now alone, separately. But it started to get a little bit too real. Things changed way beyond what they'd ever thought could happen. And they started to notice something rotten smelling, some foul odors coming around there. One of these fine men chose the basement for his exploration area. Down in the basement was also at one time a morgue. There was about 3 inches of water on the floor, and they were swishing through this water trying to find out what's going on. And something ran through the water near the other end of the room. Now they kind of think it was one of their friends playing this trick on them. But they soon decided it just might not be someone playing a joke on them. The noise of something moving was soon replaced by the screams of someone. Of course, the individual down there thought it was just somebody joking on him. They were just goofing on him, trying to get him all scared, and he just wasn't going to have this. And soon this odor of rotten meat just was penetrating there very, very thickly. Then he could hear the footsteps in the water again. Now he could hear a panting, a labored breathing, huffing, puffing. Now he was wondering this was getting a little bit too real. He thought trying to make a very swift exit. So he heard the panting and splashing and sloshing around in back of him. This time there was an ominous, very nasty, guttural, low growl. He managed to make it to the boiler room, slipped inside, and tried to find a place to hide. Shortly, something very large, very mean, very strong started to slam the door to the boiler room, viciously, loudly. And he could hear the scratching of claws against the steel. Not very much can scratch against steel and make a loud noise, loud enough to send chills down your spine. He decided he'd better make it towards the other end of the boiler room, and he found a place where he could access to the generator, and there were dock doors that they would unload things. These doors also led to a hillside that led to the woods right in back of the place. He opened the doors to the dock room, and when he looked back, he saw the arm of a creature sticking through an opening. It was said this was just beyond belief. It was like a nightmare come true. It was living this actual horror movie. It was gray and brown and furry. It was kind of human, but the hand was all wrong. It had 5 digits, but the claws kind of felt like these claws could make any animal run in fear if it had to face these claws. So he slammed his door behind him and he started running. He got to the next door, but the dock doors wouldn't budge. He could hear things being thrown around, thrashed around. In back of him, right now there was only one door left between him and whatever this horrible creature was. So he ran to one of the windows by the dock doors. He decided he was going to bust it out. He, of course, managed to cut himself with the glass. He started pulling himself through the window. And all of a sudden that final door slammed. He went out of the window, got on the cold, wet ground out there. And he stood up, turned around, and he saw this creature in the doorway. Now this young man was no shorty. He was well over 6'3", 250, 260 pounds. Not a small man. Then he got a look at the nightmare that's been chasing him. Total width of a doorway is at least 8 foot tall, 3 foot wide, and it was covered head to toe in gray-brown fur. This thing looked like a Doberman pinscher. They were dog ears, and he just couldn't believe him. This was real. He was seeing this thing that was 8 foot tall, and it looked like a dog, and it was vicious. It was nasty, and it was coming after him. He started running off into the woods, trying to get back to his car. He got somewhere about 30, 35 feet, and he heard this thing crawling through the window back at the dock. Now he had to make a decision. Was he going to try and make it to his car or look for somewhere else? So he decided he was going to run back toward the hospital and find the fire escape ladder. He ran back to the hospital. He jumped, actually leaped onto this fire escape. Now the creature was actually making growling, howling noises. Sitting there trying to take a inventory of his wounds, he found that part of his hand was cut pretty bad. He was getting blood all over the place. He kept going and he finally managed to get near the first floor. He found a window that he could climb into. By this time, this thing had slammed into the fire escape ladder, and it actually bounced the fire escape ladder so much that it knocked this poor guy down a couple of rungs. This thing just jumped onto the outside of the fire escape. The creature just clawed him right around the ankle. Right now, the intensity, the sharpness of his claws were way too real. They were cutting into his flesh. He pulled himself into the first floor window, but then he heard the creature finally give up and leap from the fire escape and head back into the woods. He maneuvered his way to the nearest exit. He wanted nothing but to get out of this hellhole and get back to safety. So he went down the hill towards the street where his car was parked and realized that his car was gone. His friends had taken the car and left him. The only thing he could do was run down the hill and down the street trying to find someone who could help him. He was lucky he finally came along to someone at home. They obviously could see he was had endured some kind of severe trauma. They left him in. They called the police. He relayed this fantastic, gruesome adventure to the police, but they did not believe him. The police just couldn't believe that this could have all happened with some strange dog-like creature that was 8 foot tall. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching this video. Need subscribers. Need likes. Please like, subscribe. Share this with like-minded friends, please. And feel free to leave a comment. Okay, take care, everybody. Back later. Bye for now.